Sports Central tonight. Maintaining momentum. Yevan, the Sri Lankan driver for Motorpark, finds his way back to the top of the podium, winning a thrilling race 2 at the Red Bull Ring, reigniting his title campaign.
As the bat rises once again, it's Yevan a victor once more, this time at Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, what can I say? I mean, we had a tough start to the weekend, but we bounced back today, and that's what matters. It's been a rocky last few rounds, but, I've kept my head down, and the team has been...
Continental Battle. The 2025 Asia Cup kicks off its 17th edition in the United Arab Emirates, with Afghanistan and Hong Kong taking the honours, playing the opening game in Abu Dhabi. Final leg. The fifth and final leg of the 2025 Ocean Race Europe has set sail from Bocabe, Montenegro, as crews prepare to compete for top honours in the longest leg of the 5 so far. And chaotic win. Italy prevails in a whirlwind game to beat Israel in their World Cup qualifier in Hungary after scoring 2 own goals and converting their game into a dramatic encounter.
Oh, it's gone all the way through! Almost cannot believe what I'm seeing here!
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Derana Sports Central this Tuesday night. As always, we have all the action coming right from the home turf and around the globe. And let's start things off with the updates from international cricket. The Pakistan Cricket Board has confirmed that Pakistan will play 3 one-day internationals against Sri Lanka at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium from the 11th to the 15th of November this year. In addition to the ODI series, Sri Lanka has earlier announced this will feature in a T20 tri-series from the 17th to the 29th of November, with Afghanistan becoming the third team to take part. This will be Sri Lanka's first bilateral ODI series in Pakistan since 2019, when they last visited for a 3-match series that Safraz Ahmed-led side won 2-0, with the first ODI in Karachi abandoned due to rain. Sri Lanka's most recent visit to Pakistan came in 2023 when they participated in the ACC Asia Cup and played against Afghanistan in Lahore. Yevan, the Sri Lankan driver for Motorpark, has found the top of the podium, winning a thrilling race 2 at the Red Bull Ring. His victory has reignited his title campaign.
David said after the race that the last rounds were not easy, but they kept their heads up and worked to be again fighting at the top. He also added that he enjoyed this race very much. David finished over 5 seconds ahead of his closest rivals. His teammate and race 1 winner Michael Shin secured second place, followed by championship leader Timek Kuchacik of BVM Racing in third and another Motorpark driver Jos Garfias in fourth. Starting from the pole position on the reverse grid, Yevan David had a perfect start, immediately taking the lead. While briefly challenged by Kuchacik and Everett Stack on the first lap, David quickly pulled away from the pack. Everett Stack was a standout performer in the race, defending his second place position against multiple attacks, even after a brief safety car period on lap 4. The safety car was deployed following a collision between Ricardo Baptista and Luca Vizaranu. Stack was eventually overtaken by Shin on lap 12. Unfortunately, a 5-second penalty for track limits dropped Stack to 8th place. Shin and Kuchacik continued to battle for second, but the positions held. Garfias finished 4th ahead of De La Torre and Pearson, with Famularo in 7th.
And obviously the run was phenomenal. He took 2 wins at Portimao, his third win coming at Spa-Francorchamps, his 4th one at Hockenheim. This, of course, being win number 5 here at Red Bull Ring, replacing the wheel back into the chassis. I'm sure he'll now stand himself aloft, and surely, as the bat rises once again, it's Yevan a victor once more, this time at Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, what can I say? I mean, we had a tough start to the weekend, but we bounced back today, and that's what matters. It's been a rocky last few rounds, but, I've kept my head down, and the team has been pushing really hard, so I'm really thankful for that. And, got a win on Sunday morning, so super happy. The race is over now, so I'm fully focused on race 3, obviously happy, but we're going to collect the maximum points possible and fully focused on race 3 and then Barcelona. But definitely super happy and thankful for everyone.
The day 2 of the school's Under-19 Division 1 Tier A finals took place today at the P. Sarah Oval Cricket Ground in Colombo. The match is played between Royal College Colombo and St. Sebastian's College Moratuwa. The second day of the school's Division 1 Tier A final between Royal and St. Sebastian's was worked off at the P. Sarah Oval Colombo. St. Sebastian's began the day on 20 for no loss. Openers Kavisha Pereira and Lashin Fernando added 50 runs for the first wicket. Pereira scored 56 runs while Fernando made 22. However, St. Sebastian's lost wickets at regular intervals, and at the end of one stage they were 169 for the loss of 8 wickets. Then skipper Ryan Disanayake, who remained 47 not out with the help of the last two batters Adisha Lakshan and Shenaz Hashin, dragged the total to 201 runs. With that, the first innings scores of both the sides were tied at 201. In bowling for Royal, Sandhu Labewardena bagged 5 wickets for 81 runs and Dushen Uduwala captured 3 wickets for 57 runs. At stumps on day 2, the Royalists won 14 without a loss. The Mercantile Rugby Tournament will be held in Colombo over the upcoming weekend. The tournament will be held for the 53rd year.
The 53rd Mercantile Rugby Tournament will be held at the CRNFC grounds in Colombo on the 12th and 13th of this month. This tournament is organised by the Mercantile Rugby Association. The details were disclosed at a media conference held at CRNFC premises. 20 men's teams and 2 women's teams are vying for honours this year, and they will compete under cup, plate, bowl and shield categories. The organisers said that overseas referees will be officiating the matches for the first time.
Moving to badminton now, today is the last day of the finals of the 53rd Junior National Badminton Championship, which is held in Colombo. The finals began on the 5th of September at 4 venues across Colombo and its suburbs. The 53rd Junior National Badminton Championship was conducted by the Sri Lanka Schools Badminton Association. The top teams that qualified from the provinces won honours in the 5-day finals. The finals were held at St. Thomas's College Indoor Sports Complex, D.S. Seranaka College Indoor Stadium, St. Joseph's College Indoor Stadium and the Homer Indoor Stadium in Malabe. Well, let's head into a short commercial break, but don't go far. There's plenty more action coming your way on Other Derana Sports Central. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. Let's get off with the Asia Cup. The 17th edition of the Asia Cup got underway today with Afghanistan taking on Hong Kong in the opening match in Abu Dhabi. The tournament will run until the 28th of this month and will feature 8 teams battling for the continental crown. Played alternatively in ODI and T20I formats since 2016, this year's edition will be contested in the T20 format, providing crucial preparation for next year's ICC Men's T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka will kick-start the Asia Cup campaign against Bangladesh this coming Saturday. The spotlight fixture of the group stage will be India-Pakistan clash on the 14th of September in Dubai. Depending on results, the arch rivals could face off as many as 3 times, including possible encounters in the Super Fours and the final. Of the 19 matches scheduled, 11 including the final will be played in Dubai, with Abu Dhabi hosting the remaining 8 games. Defending champions India are the most successful team in the Asia Cup history with 8 titles. Sri Lanka follows with 6 wins, while Pakistan have lifted the trophy twice. Group A consists India, Oman, Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates, while Group B consists Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Hong Kong and Sri Lanka. The top 2 teams from each group will qualify for the Super 4 stage. The top 2 from that round will contest in the final to decide the champions of Asia. 18 of the 19 matches will begin at 6:30 p.m. UAE time, while the only day game UAE vs Oman on the 15th of September in Abu Dhabi will start at 4 p.m. UAE time. Updates from the Caribbean Premier League now. In what was a must-win game for St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, Mohamed Rizwan and the bowlers helped them get the better of Guyana Amazon Warriors by 5 runs in a last-over finish in Providence. Patriots did not have a great start and were 26 for 3 inside 5 overs, with Andre Fletcher, Kyle Mears and Linko Boucher all falling in single digits.
That's high. Doesn't have enough. Hetmeyer settles. He's very good in the outfield, usually. And he takes the catch. Yeah, in there should be taken. A simple catch for Hassan Khan. This is an opportunity as well. Straight up.
But Rizwan's 85 of 62 balls steered them into a 149 for 6. Rizwan stabilized the innings with really reserve and took the side to 64 for 4 at the end of 10 overs. He was on 36 of 30 at a point but scored 49 off the next 32. In all, he hit 8 fours and 3 sixes and was responsible for Patriots scoring 45 in the last 4 overs.
Use of the feet and lofted up and over the offside, and it brings up his 50, Mohammad Rizwan.
Cricketing administration. What a delivery. What a delivery. That's a peach of a delivery there, Bish.
Oh, shot Rizwan. Leg side again. Was ball that off the pitch. Oh, he's gone.
Amazon Warriors had much better start, reaching 41 for 1 after the power play, but they could not build on that, losing 2 wickets in the next 4 overs to be 67 for 3 at the halfway mark. Patriots pegged them back, further dismissing Hassan Khan and Shea Hope in a successive overs. Dominic Drakes had Hassan caught and bowl, and Naveen Badaisi castled Hope with a slider that kept low. With 50 overs needed from the last 5 overs, Dwayne Pretorius tried to take Waqar Salam kill, but perished attempting a slog sweep. With 21 needed from 10 bowls, Jason Holder had Shepherd caught at long on with a short bowl. Quentin Sampson hit 2 fours off the next 3 balls to bring it to 11 needed from the final over, but Nasim denied them.
Big hands of Jason Holder. Yorker. And the Patriots have done it. Sampson doesn't have the strength. Nazim Shah has. It's the first time in Republic Bank CPL that the Patriots have defeated the Amazon Warriors here at...
Meanwhile, England's Test captain Ben Stokes has resumed training, and also fast bowler Mark Wood is in line to return to action next week for a major boost in England's preparations for the Ashes series in Australia later this year.
Stokes missed the 5th and final test against India at the Oval, having hurt his shoulder in the previous match at Old Trafford in July. Durham head coach Ryan Campbell said the 34-year-old had started batting in the nets and that he had no doubts about the all-rounder's availability for the Ashes series beginning in Perth on the 21st of November. The first Ashes test is in Perth ahead of further games in Brisbane, Adelaide, Melbourne and Sydney. Durham head coach Ryan Campbell says Stokes will be ready for that series. Campbell believes Stokes must play all 5 tests against Australia if England are to win the Ashes overseas for the first time since 2010-2011. Stokes was superb with the ball during the test summer, taking 20 wickets in 5 games, 1 match against Zimbabwe and 4 against India at an average of 24.05. He also ended his 2-year wait for another Test 100 when he made 141 versus India at Emirates Old Trafford, his 14th century overall in the format. Speaking about Stokes over the weekend, England head coach Brendan McCullum told reporters that Stokes will be training his backside off as he always does, making sure he gets as fit as he possibly can.
That's Stokes for you. He will not stop trying.
The Ocean Race Europe fleet set sail for Boca Bay, Montenegro as the 5th and final leg of the race got underway in Genoa.
The 7 international teams competing in the Ocean Race Europe 2025 have set off from Genova, Italy on the 5th and final leg of the race, a complicated 1600 nautical mile passage through the Mediterranean into the Adriatic Sea on the way to Boca Bay, Montenegro. But there is an estimated 8 days of grueling racing ahead of them before the arrival in Montenegro as soon as the start gun fired at 1500 CST. The 4-person mixed-gender cruise were immediately faced with a critical decision, whether the first patch of breeze would be inshore or offshore. Prior to leaving the dock, several skippers said they were still weighing up their options about this early key choice. Starting the final leg with a 12-point lead in the overall standings, Biotherm are the clear favourites for overall victory. However, with 16 points still on the table, 2 at the scoring gate, 7 for the stage win and 7 more for the coastal race in Boca Bay on the 20th of September, Millhat and co-skipper Emil Grassi know all too well that they are far from home and dry. Behind Biotherm 4 teams, 2nd place Paprec Arkea, 3rd place Team Holcim PRB, 4th place Alagran Marpeille Racing and Team Malizia are all in fierce battle to secure a podium place.
Time for a quick break now. More updates from the football field, especially from the World Cup qualifiers, coming right after this. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. Moving to the football field now, Italy prevailed in a whirlwind game of beating Israel 5-4 in their World Cup qualifier in Hungary yesterday. After the Italians scored 2 own goals, twice came from behind and conceded a late equalizer but scrambled the win to stay in the hunt in Group 1.
Italy had won their first game under new manager Gennaro Gattuso in a 5-0 home win over Estonia on Friday, and while it was far from a 5-star performance on neutral ground away to Israel, they somehow came away with the 3 points. Italy's victory puts them to second in the group on 9 points, ahead of Israel on goal difference with a game in hand, but 3 points off Norway, who have also played 4 matches. The top team in each group qualified directly for next year's finals, with the runners-up going into the playoffs. Italy almost fell behind in the 4th minute when Gianluigi Donnarumma punched the ball into his own net from a corner, but Stav Lemkin was adjudged to have fouled the goalkeeper. The Italians continued to look shaky at the back, and Nicolo Barella's lazy back pass was almost pounced on by Eliel Peretz before Donnarumma made a desperate clearance. However, Israel took a deserved lead in the 16th minute. Eliad Asa passed to Dan Byton, whose pullback from the byline was turned into his own goal by Locatelli. The game had just entered added time when Sandro Tonali took an opportunistic shot from outside the area, which flew past the keeper, and Italy somehow kept their World Cup qualifying hopes ticking over.
Almost cannot believe what I'm seeing here. A 9th goal. And even Gattuso is utterly bemused. Peretz beaten. Tonali, who's been excellent out there tonight.
England's captain Harry Kane has said England's players have held internal discussions about how they will respond if subjected to racist abuse during today's World Cup qualifier to Serbia. The Football Association of Serbia has appealed to supporters in a statement to create a positive atmosphere and to send out an image to the world that will make them all proud. Harry Kane told reporters that they had a meeting and they discussed the protocols to in place, more of UEFA's point of view, and mentioned he does not want to discuss about it. He stated that their focus is on the game and their focus is on trying to beat Serbia on the pitch. The FSS appeal came after UEFA ordered 15% of the 50,000 seats at Rajkomiti Stadium to be closed as punishment for racist behaviour by Serbia fans in Andorra in June. England players were the target of the racist abuse in Euro 2020 qualifying game in Bulgaria that was stopped twice as officials threatened to abandon the match. England won the match 6-0. Victory today would put Thomas Tuchel's England team, who led Group K with 4 wins from 4 games, a step closer to qualifying for next year's finals. However, it is their toughest test so far. Beyond the hostile environment expected, Serbia are England's highest-ranked opponents in the group at 32. While Tuchel's 4th-ranked side have yet to concede a goal, their victories have been underwhelming. They needed an own goal to open the scoring during their 2-0 win over Andorra on Saturday, a nation ranked 170 places below them. Meanwhile, Portugal take on Hungary in Budapest today with captain Cristiano Ronaldo looking to take another step closer to playing a record 6th World Cup.
8 players currently share the record of playing in 5 World Cups, but the Portuguese skipper is one of just 3 active players, along with long-time rival Lionel Messi and Mexican goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa, with a chance to make it 6. Roberto Martinez's side got their qualification campaign for next summer's tournament off to an emphatic start in Yerevan on Saturday with a 5-0 drubbing of Armenia. A brace from Ronaldo in that lopsided win brought the now 40-year-old to within 58 of reaching the 1,000-goal milestone across his career. Hungary, meanwhile, has not appeared in a World Cup since their golden team led by Ferenc Puskás lost to West Germany in the 1954 final. The current generation of Magyars, captained by Liverpool midfielder Dominik Szoboszlai, have shown more promise in the last decade, however qualifying for the last 3 European Championships. They travelled to Dublin for their Group F opener against Ireland and came away with a 2-2 draw, having taken an early 2-goal lead before going down to 10 men.
Moving into some legal updates now, Manchester City said yesterday that they have reached a settlement with the Premier League in their dispute over the league's associated party transaction rules. City said that they accepted the current APT rules, which regulate commercial deals between the clubs and companies linked to their owners if deemed over fair market value, are valid and binding, with both parties agreeing to terminate legal proceedings. The case is separate from the charges City are facing over alleged breaches of financial rules. This settlement brings an end to the dispute between the parties regarding the APT rules. Manchester City said in a statement that as a part of the settlement, Manchester City accepts that the current APT rules are valid and binding. The current APT rules were not adopted in November after the majority of English top-flight clubs voted in favour of some amendments to the previous rules, which were also challenged by City. An independent tribunal ruled in February that aspects of the league's APT rules were found to be unlawful. In response, the Premier League said the tribunal's ruling did not affect the valid operation of its current APT rules. Well, with that, we wrap up today's edition of Derana Sports Central. Stay tuned as we bring you more highlights, results and stories from Sri Lanka and beyond. Well, then until tomorrow, I'm Yevan. Keep the spirit of sport alive and have a very good night.